Peace to all of the kings and queens that's out there. This is your brother, the 13th letter to the cipher, and we are BACKAGAINTONIGHT. How are you all doing tonight? If this is your first time watching The Mo Show, I tip my hat to you, and I encourage you to continue to watch this back channel. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your co-workers. This is one of the best informative shows on YouTube, okay? And for all of those who continue to inspire me to continue to do that which I present, I want to thank you, and I tip my hat to you as well. I'm going to get straight off into this. I have been talking about a book entitled The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ, okay? I've only finished 48 chapters, but I will give you what I got. I will give you what I got. First and foremost, let's get something straight. I do not condone Christianity. I know that Jesus, that in that Sun book, didn't exist. But there's some more information for you if you want to go further along in your matrix programming. At least after I give you this information and you go check it out for yourself, if you continue to follow Christianity or the Moorish Science Temple of America, just from my standpoint, I would have to question your intelligence as a human being, as a human thinking being. I will have to question your intelligence after giving you this information. Others have brought it before, and I'm going to bring it again. I'm just a reminder. And hell, I've read many things, but I've been waiting to get my hands on this particular book because it discloses a lot of things in regards to the Christian world and regards to the Moorish Science Temple of America. But I'm going to keep it on the Christian aspect right now. This is for my Christian family. And I highly recommend that you read this book. And like I said, after you read this book, if you continue to say that you are a Christian and that you follow Jesus Christ, I would have to question your intelligence. Okay? This book, entitled The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ, was written by Levi Dowling in 1908. I want you all to remember that year that this book was published in 1908. You're going to have to remember that for later on in the video, okay? Now, however, this book starts off with zodiac signs and how many years it takes to complete a cycle of every zodiac sign. Kicks it off in the door with astrology. Bang. Well, Mo, what does astrology has to do with me? You, my brother, my sister, my friends, my constituents are astrological beings. You, me, your mom, your dad, all of us are astrological beings. If you are a human being, you are an astrological being, okay? We have everything that's in the universe. We have it in our body. Our DNA comes from the universe. We are astrological beings. This is why you, my Christian family, and my Muslim family continue to read the Torah, the Bible and the Quran. They're both sun books. Even the Quran, if you look at Muslim writing, it has always a sun. A sun. You have some words scribbled inside of some Arabic, in the name of Allah or whatever, but it's represented with the sun. And if you look at your biblical book, It tells you about spaceships in the book of Ezekiel, star people, aliens and extraterrestrials and stuff like that, right? But like I said, I don't advocate Christianity. I'm just trying to help you further yourself along in your matrix programming. At least if I get you to read this, it should change your perception of that which you have been taught and that which you think you have known, okay? But like I say, starts out with the book, with the zodiac signs, and it's like 2,000 years for every cycle for the zodiac to be transferred, the changing of the guard to the next, okay? After that, which now we've moved into the age of the Aquarius from the age of Pisces, which was Jesus. This age of Aquarius, you know, has this brother. He's a water bearer, and he pours all of this good water upon the human family so that we can be waking up as a people and receive some revelation from on high, from our internal being, our internal direct connection, and the alignment with the universe, like, for real. But anyway, he goes on in this book and he begins to talk about Jesus Christ, and he speaks about how Jesus Christ was born in a cave, and how these magicians, these magis, these sorcerers who understood and could write the language of the stars, according to the book, came from Persia and saw the man being born in a cave, not a manger, okay? And they brought him whatever. But the people whom he came to did not even know who he was, didn't even know that he had been born. They didn't even recognize the star. You had some people that had to come from 1,000 miles across the land to tell the so-called chosen Jews that their king has been born. Doesn't make any sense to me, okay? But anyway, he goes on to speak about how Zacharias got killed in the temple, which is Elizabeth's husband, Jesus' cousin's dad, John's dad, how Zacharias got killed in the temple. It speaks about how John was taught by the sages of the sages and went to school at the temples of Saqqara. Where? In the temples of Saqqara. Okay? And it goes on that when, you know, this guy here was born, Jesus was born, he too went to school. He too went to temples to learn. He went to Egypt. The man went to Greece. The man went to India. The man went to Tibet, China. According to this Aquarian gospel, now, I don't condone Christianity or anything. I'm just, like I said, giving you a deeper understanding of something that you may need to know that could possibly help you out versus what you are doing right now. Okay. And also, it speaks about how, like I said, he went to Greece, he went to Tibet, he went to India, Cyprus, the Himalayas, okay? When he was when he was 12 years old, they came and got him and took him to India to be taught and to teach to the sages and to be taught from the sages. For 4 years, they came and got him. I told his mom and dad, look, we need to take your son. He got to go with us. The anointing is on him. The gods have spoken to him. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? So to make a long story short, up to the 48th chapter, that which I've read, They plotted to kill the dude at 16 years old in India because he was making those people look real bad, the sages and the doctors of the law in that country. And if I'm not mistaken, they believed in some system, some god called Brahm, Brahm. And this is the same God that Abraham, the Christian father of many nations, this is whom his people had worshiped in the land of Ur. They had worshiped many idols, but this God that they're talking about specifically was Brahm, and Abraham his people did worship this God Brahm. And according to Levi Dowling in the Aquarius Gospel of Jesus Christ, he goes on to say that even the Indians, all of these sages, they understood who Brahm was, but Jesus brought them another demonstration. Like I say, you Christian family need to read this book. It spoke about how Mary was taught by the Sanhedrins. As she was teaching Jesus, the Sanhedrins was teaching her. She was a very wise and prominent person, important person. And she had two teachers to tag along with her, to help her, to guide her, and to help her with this kid. But like I said, when he was 16, he took off. Then Joseph died when he was around 16. And when he got the letter, he sent a letter back to his mom, but he signed the letter Yeshua. He didn't say Jesus, okay? Still don't understand, even from the book of Isaiah, and it is also mentioned in this book, you call Jesus, in the book of Isaiah, it's prophesied that his name would be Emmanuel. Why do you call him Jesus? This is for my Christian family. I already know, but do you know? I already know why you do this. Do you know? Do you know why you call somebody Jesus who was prophesied to be called Emmanuel? According to your school of thought, does God make mistakes? So if God don't make mistakes, why is you calling this guy Emmanuel? And there's a whole lot of other things that I can go off on, but I'm not going to go off into that. It gets off into how Jesus presented all of these other parables to all of these people that he met across the entire fucking planet that he traveled to. To my Christian family, this would be your 18 years that was lost to you of the life of Jesus Christ. That is your Lord and Savior, not mine. That is your Lord and Savior. I'm just trying to help you out, because if you really read this book, I almost guarantee that you would not continue to be a sheep of the slave master's teachings. I'm just saying, for real. What else does it speak about up to the 48th chapter? That's important. Or it speaks about the Akashic records. Now, these are the most supreme intelligence books, okay, that one could find that's over there in India, okay? And it also mentioned that Jesus had a wand, like a wand that you play like magicians, like the magicians who came and saw him over there in the cave, where he was born in the cave, and not the manger. And like I said, why do these people have to come way up from over here in Persia, and why not the own people that he was supposed to be sent to, which was the Jews, had no idea about the star, how to recognize it. Now, they didn't even know he existed. Okay? I'm just saying. And these weren't sages. These were sorcerers, magicians, magis. They call them M-A-G-I, magis. Magicians or magis, M-A-G-I-S. Yeah. These are the three wise men. In fact, what did I read about the three wise men in that book? Something about those three wise men was very important. Or I had got their names. But if you read the book, you'll find out their names. You know, you'll find all of this information out before you get to chapter 48. Okay? There's going to be a second part to this. And I would say I have that second part for you maybe by Friday, because I'm busy. And for those of you all who know me, you all know that I'm busy. Trying to continue to make some things happen. What else do I want to say before I get off into the MST of A? Yes, they say that this guy had the prophecy of something in the wand was in his hand. Okay, but all of this is something to do with the ark that's in the covenant. According to Levi Dowling's revelation, his revelation that he received from whom he called God in regards to Jesus, and that what you got in your book, man, I'm telling you, you should read that. It would change your whole life, okay? What else I want to say that was important in that book? It speaks about Jesus even saying that time was not before man ever was. John the Baptist said time was not before man ever was. Speaks about man being God on this plane of existence. Jesus even said that according to this book. He never spoke like that in the Bible. Never spoke about the sciences. In this book, he broke down sciences and all this stuff. According to this revelation. It's just a good book for you all to read, okay? Anybody who wants more learning about this dude, Jesus, I highly recommend that you read that, and you're going to find out a lot of lies. You're going to find out it's going to make you mad. It's going to make you mad. It's going to make you question everything that you think you know. Now, for the MSTFA, Moore Science Temple of America, and Mr. Noble Drew Ali. Wow. I tell you. You know, have you all read The Circle 7? Supposedly created and heavenly inspired by Noble Drew Ali. Yeah, the founder of the Moore Science Temple in 1913. Yes, we're talking about. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm not taking anything away from Drew, but I will tell you this about Drew. Drew he's a false teacher. He's a false teacher. Noble Drew Ali is a false teacher and a plagiarizer. This man sat up here and plagiarized the whole Circle 7. If you go into this book that I've been talking about, the Aquarius Gospel of Jesus Christ, you will see all of the teachings that 80% of the teachings that Noble Drew Ali bring to the Moore Science Temple. He got it from this man, word from word. Plagiarized the man's work. Plagiarized his work. Now remember, Moore Science Temple didn't come out until 1913. This book came out in 1908. Drew had time to study this, and many black people did not know about this book at this time because they was too caught up on the Jesus and the Islam thing. But the teachers knew. The teachers knew. The so-called prophets, they knew, like Noble Drew Ali knew. That's where he got his information from. 80% of what that man said he got from Levi Dowling. You all talk about the prophet this, the prophet this, the prophet that. Man, y'all need to be thanking this guy over here, Levi Dowling, for your teachings. Because Noble Drew Ali did not come up with those teachings from an inspiration of a holy God. He got it from this man's revelation. You don't believe me? Read it yourself. And I'm going to tell you, just like I told the Christian over here, if upon reading this material and you continue to call yourself a brother or sister of the MSTFA, I will have to question your intelligence. I will have to question your intelligence. Needless to say, in the Circle 7, Mr. Noble Drew Ali, whom is a black man, also said that black is death. Isn't that the same thing that Webster said in his dictionary about black people? Not to mention the fact that these teachers or these prophets whom present themselves to you, they all come from a Masonic order. Noble Drew Ali was a Mason. His school of thought, for the more science simple, was Islam, Christianity, and Freemasonry. The same as with Elijah Muhammad with the Nation of Islam, which his was composed of Orientalism, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, and Black Power, nationalism. I'm just saying, and Freemasonry, because he was a Mason too. He was a Mason too. In fact, a lot of things that the FOI do, the way they dress, the way that they position themselves, is all of the Masonic order. Yes. Did I know these things when I was active in the nation? Some things I knew. Some things I knew. In fact, I learned more once I got out, once I became inactive. Once I became inactive and I had got the jewels that I needed to further progress myself or evolve to a higher frame of learning, well, that's what I did. Now, I'm not saying that these schools of thought, whether it be Christianity or Islam, whether it be from the more science simple aspect or from what other aspect, if it works for you, it works for you. If it works for you, it works for you. If you want to continue to be a slave mentally and continuously give your power away to a being that does not exist, then I will have to question your intelligence. At this day and stage of the game in February 2020, I'm just saying, you all need to check that book out. I will continue sometime Friday, Saturday morning with part 2 of my analysis of the Inquiry Gospel of Jesus Christ. Arm yourselves with knowledge, you all. Arm yourselves with knowledge. Why do I say that? So that you won't continuously be in the cycle of a depraved mentally being. A depraved mental being whose whole purpose is to grow and develop, but can't because of the draws, because of the distraction. And when I mean draws, I mean junk, trash, filth, that's in you and outside of you that constantly wants you to evolve in that realm of thought versus evolving into your own self. Even with school, we have wasted so much time in a school system that does nothing for us. Think about it. Everybody you know that went to school with you, are you all working for someone, or do you own your own business? I'm just saying. In fact, most of the millionaires that exist never even went to college. I'm just saying. Most millionaires never even went to college. Think about that. You think about that. What else I want to bring to you? Stop hurting yourselves. Stop hurting yourself. Stop being victims of our own nonsense. This is also a disease, a crippling disease that keeps us from evolving into the highest state of being and that which we were created in. Real talk. If there's anything that I said that you like, by all means, press that subscribe button, press that bell button. Please share the information that I've shared with you so that you can free yourself from the shackles that has been placed upon your mind. It's your brother, the 13th letter to the cipher. Stay away from the po-po. Don't drink and drive, and don't smoke weed in your car while you're driving. Have some love, peace, truth, and respect for yourself. We'll get at you later. Thanks for watching.